You've spent time stocking your pantry for 6 months, and now it's time to use it up. Today, I will show you how to turn these pantry staples into 3 simple, family-friendly meals, all clean, homemade, and budget conscious. If you followed my 6-month pantry stocking plan from last week, this video is your next step. I'm going to show you how to take all of those same ingredients and turn them into delicious meals. No extra shopping, no fancy ingredients, and no stress. The first meal is a go-to in our house. It's roasted chicken with pantry vegetables. It's hearty, simple, and proves that good food does not have to be complicated. Now, when it comes to roasting a chicken, you can just dry it off, rub oil all over the outside, and put it straight in the oven. But I like to cook things fast. So I am going to show you how I spatchcock a chicken by removing all of the central bones in the body and making it lay flat to where you can get nice crispy skin and that roasted chicken done for you in no time. This is something that I actually watched a couple videos on, so I'll make sure to link that down below. But it's really, really easy as long as you take a sharp knife and follow the curve of the backbone on each side. When you get all the way down, you will break a couple of the joints apart by taking your knife right in between the joint itself, no bone cutting, and then you'll just slip right under the entire rib cage to remove it, set it aside for future use. I'm putting mine in a Ziploc. This will go in the freezer and we'll use it to make more chicken stock, which if you didn't see last week's video on the Hometown Homestead, I show you exactly how to do that in a step-by-step process. Now, after you have the backbone out of the chicken, the rest of the process is super simple. All you need to do is put some oil on it and give it a good rub so it coats evenly. This helps your seasonings stick, and you can do whatever seasoning you have on hand, whether that's a poultry seasoning like I'm using here to help us get that more blackened texture to the outside of our chicken, or if you just want to do salt and pepper, you can do that as well. Both options will turn out really, really good. Now, while I had the chicken over on the counter getting seasoned up, I did have my cast iron skillet turned up really high, getting hot, so I could go ahead and sear it off while I moved on to prepping the vegetables. Now, when it comes to vegetables today, we are using some Yukon Gold potatoes. They are my favorite because the skin is so soft that you don't have to peel them before you cook them, and they turn out really beautifully. And I'm also adding an onion as well as some garlic in the cloves. Now, to get the chicken turned over, I am using a huge fish turner spatula that is made for the grill. I think grill tools work really well here because they're usually extra strong, but if you don't have a set, I would try to find 2 tongs or something that you can put like a big fork into one side. You don't want to pull it in half, so making sure to be a little cautious on that is a great idea. Now, I'm using this cast iron skillet, and one of my favorite things about it is you can use the sides for cooking surface, so that's where our onions are going. If you don't have a cast iron skillet, you don't have to sear off a spatchcock chicken before you put it in the oven. You can put it in there without searing. I just find that the texture of the skin changes so much, and you get that really nice crispy texture if you sear it off first. So look for an option to do that. I do have the 15-inch Lodge cast iron to make that work. If you don't have one, anything that you can do in order to get that chicken a little more texture on the bottom will work out just fine. To get the chicken complete, you want to roast it until the internal temperature reaches 165 at the thickest portion. You can either use an inserted thermometer that stays in there and can go in the oven all times, communicating with you to let you know what the temperature is at all times, or you can just use a probe thermometer to poke it right in and get that temperature at an instant read setting. Do make sure to go into the thickest part. You don't want to serve undercooked chicken. As for the vegetables, I am using a medley of vegetables that I have frozen in the freezer stash. The beauty of this recipe is how flexible it is. You don't have to have any specific vegetables to go into the dish. You can also use canned, dehydrated, frozen, or fresh. So whatever you have available can go in with your chicken and turn out to be a delicious side. Now, once my chicken was done, my vegetables weren't quite roasted to the doneness that we prefer them because we like them to have a little bit of crunch on the outside. So I drained off some of the excess liquid from the chicken, put all of my vegetables together in one pan and shoved them back into the oven under broil. I did low broil for about 10 minutes, but you need to really watch them because your broiler can go really fast. Again, we like ours a little bit crunchier, so I gave them that extra time just to make sure we were getting that finish. Now, while your vegetables finish roasting in the oven, your chicken needs to set out on a cutting board to make sure that it has 10 good minutes for all of the juices to reincorporate into the meat. So when you cut it, you get a nice, juicy, flavorful piece of meat instead of allowing all of that juice to run out onto your cutting board. For us, this is the complete meal of the evening. Tons of vegetables and lots of delicious chicken. But if you need to feed more people or you want to stretch it a little further, definitely don't hesitate to throw rice or pasta in as a side, which will make it stretch a little bit further. Or, of course, my all-time favorite, which is a loaf of sourdough bread. Super easy, delicious, and really clean. Before we move on to the next meal, I'm going to take just a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is ButcherBox. You all know how much I really stress quality when it comes to ingredients I'm feeding my family. And anytime I can throw in high quality protein delivered straight to my door, I am all in. ButcherBox delivers high quality meat, grass-fed beef, free-range chicken, pork raised crate-free, and more straight to your door. It's an easy way to stock your freezer with the same real ingredients we build our pantry around here at home. I love that it fits right into the pantry to plate mindset. I have all that I need delivered straight to my door, ready to go at a moment's notice without any extra trips to the store. Make sure to check out the link in the description down below. I can tell you the promotions they have lined up for November are amazing as we head into the holiday season. Thank you again to my friends at ButcherBox for sponsoring this video, and grab that link while you can. I'll have it pinned in the first comment. Now moving back into the second meal, next up are buttered pork chops with rice. Now this one feels like a sit-down meal, but it's actually all pantry basics. We're gonna use butter, broth, and rice and join them together with the amazing pork chops to make a meal that your whole family will love. To get started, I went ahead and pulled out a couple packs of my favorite ButcherBox pork chops. I let them set out on the counter for about 30 minutes before I'm heating up my cast iron skillet to go ahead and sear them off on all sides. Because of the thickness of the pork chops, I did have to go ahead and hold some up on the edge to make sure that I got them all done all the way around, but searing off just helps to ensure that they're not going to be dried out and nasty before you're done with the cooking process. My typical method for brown butter pork chops is to sear them off on the stove in the skillet and then just take the skillet and put it directly in the oven. But today I'm headed out for a long afternoon with my kiddos, so I'm throwing it in my Instapot. We're going to put it on slow cook, 6 hours, and this is going to be done when we get home. When your pantry is stocked with good fats, grains, and seasonings, dinners like this come together fast, with no drive-through detours or takeout menus needed. And for those nights when you need a rescue meal, this fajita soup is it, and it comes together in no time, all with cans straight out of your pantry. This soup is proof that canned staples can put together very flavorful, fresh, hearty meals. Now I'm making this soup with the home canned chicken that we made last week over on my sister channel, The Hometown Homestead. If you haven't seen just how simple it is to put that together, I'll make sure to link it up here. And I also want to throw a quick plug for a giveaway that I'm doing over there. So make sure to go over to that channel and check it out because the winner will be announced next weekend. The first step in preparing this delicious soup is to put some seasoning together. So this seasoning blend has chili powder, mustard powder, garlic, and onion. It also has cumin, a pinch of cinnamon, and optional for cayenne. But when I'm making this for my family, I definitely do not add in the cayenne. I find with the enchilada sauce, it already has enough spice the way it is. So that's something that we're going to leave out. The next step is to go ahead and saute up your onions and peppers. I'm using a pack of onions and peppers that I put together earlier this year that I grew out in my garden. This is one of those days when things like pre-chopping your onions and peppers and freezing them is a huge help when it comes to time. All I have to do is throw this bag in. I use this same mix for things like chili starter or other meals where I'm having onions and peppers together. And I have been so happy with that choice to put that together. So just a shout out if you're thinking about ways to put stuff together or preserve extras if you find a deal at the store. Putting your peppers and onions in the same bag and chopping them up will really help you out when soup and chili season is here. You want to cook these for around 4 to 5 minutes. The goal here is to get them softened so that you don't have a crunchy bite when you go to eat the soup. During the middle time, go ahead and just open up all of your cans. I do a lot of home canning here, so my things like beans and the canned chicken that I'm going to put in are things that I made here at home. I can and have made my own enchilada sauce, although today I decided to pull a can out of the pantry and save myself a little bit of time. So I'm using a canned enchilada sauce as well as the corn. The other ingredient that you need is garlic, and I just went ahead and chopped this up in my little mini chopper, and I'm throwing it straight in. This will be in the pan for about 1 minute while it gets really delicious and smelling flavorful. After that, we're going to go ahead and dump in the rest of the ingredients into the pan. Into the pot is enchilada sauce, diced tomatoes, black beans, canned corn, as well as 4 cups of chicken stock. 1 pint of chicken is the final ingredient that has to go into the soup. And I would also like to point out, this would be a great meal to go ahead and make in advance if you are leaving for the day or have a really busy day coming up. You could put this one in a crock pot or Instapot and let it just keep warm all day and have a delicious meal ready when you get home. So think of ways that you can make any meal easier, and that will really help out when you're in a time crunch. Knowing that you have something delicious, hearty, and homemade at home waiting always makes that drive-through look way less convenient, and the price is definitely right when you make it at home. Now, if you happen to have some cream cheese and shredded cheese at home, this is a great addition to your soup because it makes it nice and creamy, but it definitely is not necessary. So no stress if you don't already have those at home. If you are adding them, make sure to go ahead, put them in at the end. I did this after the burner was turned off, and then just let it set for a little bit. Stir it, it will melt in beautifully, and you'll have a nice creamy soup. Now to finish this off, I am going to top it off with some tortilla strips. But if you just want to use some tortilla chips and crunch them up, that makes a nice addition right on top. You can also add sour cream if you have some available. And if you happen to be lucky enough to have leftovers, this freezes beautifully and reheats anytime you need it. This soup is proof that canned staples can still create a fresh, flavorful meal. It's colorful, hearty, and ready in under 20 minutes. So there you have it. 3 easy family-sized meals made all from pantry staples. Roasted chicken with vegetables, buttered pork chops with rice, and a deliciously simple fajita soup. When your family is stocked with what your family actually eats, dinner comes together naturally, and that's what Pantry to Plate is all about. If you missed my 6-month pantry stocking video, I will make sure to link it right here so you can start right there. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this video so you don't miss out on any more scratch, simple, pantry-made meals for your family. Thanks for stopping by, friends, and I'll see you back soon.